Bang Bang MMAGANG. Now in today's video we discuss the absolute luckiest man in the history of the company, Joaquin Buckley. Now, when we look at Joaquin Buckley, it's either one of two things. Either this guy is having an absolute fucking late resurgence. I'm talking about switching weight classes must have saved this guy's career. Or this guy's just lucky, and I have to side with lucky. Now, let's give the guy credit. He beat Nursultan Roziboyev. Now, let's quickly pivot to Nursultan real quick. Before his fight against Cedric Dumas, I said he would knock out Cedric Dumas. Cedric Dumas is an absolute can. If there's any person in the UFC who has any hope of being anything in the UFC, Cedric Dumas is a launching pad to get your hopes up. So he's an absolute can. But when you look at Nursultan Roziboyev's actual record, it is padded with absolute tomato, onion, garbage cans. Now, I kind of overlooked it. That's my fault. I overlooked it. I looked at a lot of his wins, a lot of Kimuras, a lot of knockouts, not really taking a deep dive. But this guy low-key got fraud checked. Now, when we look at Joaquin Buckley, what is this guy's offense? He throws looping overhands. He throws looping hooks. He's open to counters all day. He has bad footwork. Like, it might look like I'm hating on Joaquin Buckley, but honest to God truth, what does he do good? He doesn't have good grappling. He gave up position time and time again to Nursultan Roziboyev, who was absolutely rocked and was like 2 punches away from being flatline KO'd on the ground. But this guy gave up position trying to get a triangle. This guy is let me stop myself from absolutely going in on this absolute scrub. When we look at Joaquin Buckley, he's on the fight before Nursultan, he faced Vicente Luque. Now, in hindsight, people say Vicente Luque was ranked top 10. Vicente Luque, and I'm a Vicente Luque fan. But Vicente Luque, man, it's hard because he had a good showing against RDA. He had held RDA against the cage. Took RDA down a couple times, but the standing was getting him. Vicente Luque was like kind of iffy against RDA. Every time RDA had range, RDA was doing good, and I didn't really pay it no mind, man. Fuck. So I picked Vicente Luque over Joaquin Buckley, and I don't know if it's the brain hemorrhage, if it was the brain bleed, if it's him in the back of his mind thinking, damn, like, I don't know if I still want to do this. He absolutely quit against Joaquin Buckley. Let's not kid ourselves. Like, I get the whole joking and stuff. Let's not kid ourselves. Vicente Luque quit. He was shelling up before he even got ground and pounded once. Pause. Vicente Luque absolutely quit. And then he fights Nursultan Roziboyev. Nursultan is an 85er. He does not have no boxing combinations. I was completely wrong on him. He's a good knockout artist. But outside of a 1-2... and a flying knee, the guy has nothing to offer you on the feet. He can be taken down at will. Like, let's be honest, if Joaquin Buckley's taking you down and holding you down, you can't really grapple. And on the feet, he couldn't do nothing with Buckley. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? Why is everybody getting fraud checked? Now, to be fair, Nursultan Roziboyev is an 85er. I've never heard this in the history of the company. A guy who is an 85er takes a short notice fight and fights at 170. Now, either your manager hates you, either your manager is absolutely brain dead, or you have to be the dumbest person in the world, or the UFC doesn't fuck with you. Because in what world does a guy that's an 85er short notice to 70? That makes no fucking sense. If you're short noticing, you usually go up a weight class. But you telling me you're going down a weight class? It's pathetic, bro. Joaquin Buckley beat a Nursultan Roziboyev who was absolutely depleted. But still, Nursultan doesn't offer much more than a 1-2. I'm like, where's the combinations? Where's the body shots? He has a good body kick. I'll give him that. He has a high kick. But outside of that, he's not a can. He's solid. He should stay at 85. But when we talk about Buckley as if he's on this all-world, oh my God, Joaquin Buckley, he's being two of the top guys in the division. No, Vicente Luque quit, and it was a depleted Nursultan Roziboyev. Now, Joaquin Buckley calls out Gilbert Burns. Now, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm also not the dumbest guy in the world. You call out Gilbert Burns. Number one, Gilbert Burns has better grappling than you. You cannot take down Gilbert Burns. Let's say, for the love of God, randomly you take down Gilbert Burns. You are in Gilbert Burns' guard. There is nothing you can do with Gilbert Burns grappling-wise. You can't take him down. Even if you did somehow get him on the ground, you can't do nothing with him. That's stupid. Standing, Gilbert Burns has power. He has a good overhand right. He has a good check left hook. He has a good body kick. He has a good high kick. Now, the only thing wrong with Gilbert Burns that people say, and even I've seen it, is his chin is like, Gilbert Burns' chin has to be studied. It's either good or it's bad. It has weird, I don't understand it for the life of me. He'll get jabbed by Usman. He'll get jabbed by Khamzat Chimaev. He'll get dropped by jabs. Then he'll take overhand rights from Tyron Woodley. He'll take an overhand from Khamzat Chimaev. He'll take overhands all night and eat them. I don't know what kind of chin this guy has. He gets dropped by jabs and he can take overhands. You tell me, I don't know what's going on. But to call out Gilbert Burns, that was the dumbest move you could have did. If anything, you should have called out Sean Brady. Now, if I'm Joaquin Buckley, I understand Gilbert Burns has the name. He has the ranking. I call out Gilbert Burns. But if you want the ranking, if it's all about ranking, you call out Sean Brady. Sean Brady doesn't have good standing. He has good wrestling. He has good grappling. But standing, you could probably catch him here and there. You have no, like, Joaquin Buckley standing. I know it looks like I'm going on some sort of rant, but Joaquin Buckley he does nothing good. Like, when I look at, give me a can, like Paddy Pimblett. I could say Paddy Pimblett has good jiu-jitsu. When I look at, people were calling Chase Hooper a can. Chase Hooper has good grappling. Like, every UFC fighter I can point to, he has this. Joaquin Buckley does nothing good. There's not one thing I can point to and say, Joaquin Buckley, he's the best at this. Or Joaquin Buckley has great this. Everything is mid. And another thing, if you don't fight in the middle and fight his style, he gets like anxious. He's kind of reminds me of Chris Curtis. If he points to the middle and says, come to the middle, he gets anxious and like disengages if you don't want to stand and bang with him. But what happens when somebody plays the range game and you can no longer close the distance, and they're not like Nursultan Rozaboyev and they're actually throwing calf kicks and all that, I can't see you winning. You're an absolute can. Now, people might think it's hating. I don't care. Joaquin Buckley is an absolute can who is on an all-time lucky streak. I'm talking about lucky is Joaquin Buckley's last name. But yeah, man, you call out Gilbert Burns is going to come and he's going to submit you. And that is that. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend that the MMA gang is in. And that is that.